Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to your October 2020 reading and happy early birthday or happy birthday to the Scorpios in October. Let's get right into it. I'm feeling this deck. My name is Gemstone and I am new to videos of this nature on YouTube. I came from TikTok in terms of doing readings virtually. And now I feel brave enough to come onto YouTube, the place where I seen this type of reading to begin with, like years ago, like many years ago. I'm 27 and I want to say I was maybe like 13 or 14 where I saw these cards and I'm like, what? This looks so interesting. So to be in this position where now I'm shuffling cards, it's like a full circle that feels magical. But anyways, Scorpio, let's see what your October was like. Or let's see what it is going to be like because there's still some time. Or, you know, let's just see what the theme of October is. I understand that this is later in the month. Ideally, I would have wanted this to be earlier, but this month, the energy was distributed quite differently for me, where I made plans and it was like, okay, so I guess it's not going to work out that way. And I can say from that new moon in Aries on the 1st of the month, which is when I started this, till this very moment, which is the 20th. Yeah, it's very hard to predict. Not to mention, we have Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, a very reflective energy on my end. And then strength came out, one that involves strength. And then Mars retrograde in, Mars retrograde in Aries. I get this vibe of whoosh, like calm, cool, and collected. Let's slow it down a little bit. All right, Scorpio, let's get into your reading and figure out what is going on in your month. What I'm going to be doing is presenting a story to you, and if this resonates, please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. And if it doesn't resonate, please don't force it. We want to do what resonates here versus forcing energy, because that usually doesn't resonate. If it's not your message, that is totally fine. And if it is your message, that is equally totally fine. What is the month looking like for Scorpio? What is the theme of your month? What I'm going to do is pull one card from this deck and then probe with other decks to see what it is the story is trying to show us. For their highest good, the highest good of Scorpio, please show us what their month has been like, the theme of their month. Let's see. We have generosity at the bottom of the deck. I feel like an abundance. And the vibe that I'm getting is this person versus these two people. This feels like you. Let's see. Karma. Or, yeah, karma. But it feels like there's a shift that is taking place. Something is changing and it's outside of your control. And not to mention you're Scorpio. This is very fixed energy. So here, where's the Scorpio? The Scorpio is... Here's Taurus, Aquarius, Leo, and Scorpio. The 4 fixed signs of the zodiac. Very interesting. And then this little snake. Maybe some of you guys are going through a Kundalini awakening. Let's probe. Let's probe. Oh, we have The 8 of Cups that just jumped out. So maybe some of you guys are in opposition towards yourself, against yourself. Your anxieties that you're feeling, are you creating false realities unintentionally meant to hurt yourself? This is similar to Aries. So from the 8 to the 4, now you're learning how to relax that mind. You're learning how to relax your mind. To soothe yourself. Yep, 2 movement cards to go with this. Because, yeah, it's going to be time to go soon. It doesn't feel like now. It doesn't feel like now, but it's going to be time to go soon. So this learning how to calm yourself is going to be needed in the future, where you are going to be on. And it feels like on for a while. As I said, the Magician poked out, turning into that mage or the alchemist. And I say that with the High Priestess at the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna just cut this deck in half. I was telling Aries that these cards are beautiful, but they are the same size as my hand. And it makes it very hard to shuffle. Ooh. I find it kind of easier. Yeah, I have a better grip to shuffle it this way. Let's get into the energy of Scorpio. Into the energy. Of Scorpio. With Mercury retrograde in your sign. How has that been? Is your past coming back? Coming back for you to finally close some chapters? And you know what? As I say that, this shoots out confidence. And yeah. It's like this confident energy on where you're going. I feel like you have direction right now. But as I was saying that, this also feels like the possible end of a cycle. The possible end of a cycle. All right. Jeez. Wow. And then the Devil and the World comes out. So it could be the end of a toxic cycle. One where you were limiting yourself, oppressing yourself in your mind with that 8 of Swords energy and moving towards understanding your power a little bit more. One where you're not against yourself, but you're moving into alignment with yourself. Let's see. Let's see. What is the wheel here to show us? For Scorpio's highest good for the month of October. What is the Wheel of Fortune here to show us? This Jupiter energy, abundance, expansion. What is here to show us? What is it here to show us? All right, at the bottom of the deck, we have the 6 of Wands. So there's some form of awareness of something that has you feeling good about yourself. let's see. So immediately my eyes, like my attention was drawn to this energy of what do I do? Not knowing what to focus on in this material world, but feeling the need to be led by this unknown energy that's going to push you, like just trust the unknown. And these swords, I'm thinking of your mind. It's like, okay, so we had the 8 of swords in the beginning where you were against yourself, and it moved to the 4 of swords, learning how to relax yourself. And it could be because where you're going is a place where you have not mentally been. And now you are actually this energy, not this one. You were this energy just being taken. Being taken. Both of their postures look the same. So I was going to say they look kind of sad, but they both are hunched over. So I just feel like this energy of you being led, being guided, let's say, being guided. And to have confidence in this. And it's so interesting that this is at the bottom of the deck because I think a friendship, something ended and it looks like a friendship. The 3 of Cups, it's spilled. And it has your attention on this friendship, or maybe it was like a group. It could be even family connections. It feels like it's spoiled, but your back is to a possible other connection that you're maybe not so aware of. And your whole back is towards all of this because you're focused on this. I'm getting you're focused on the ending of something. Something that feels unsalvageable. It doesn't feel romantic though. But it could be a situation where maybe your partner was cheating on you. I try to find a different way to put that. Maybe your partner wasn't open and they had a third party in your relationship that you became aware of later. And now it's like all 3. This could be even you looking at the aspect of yourself or the identity of yourself that was once in that connection. But I'm feeling more of like a tribe connection, like friendship or some form of a family connection. It feels closer and not romantic, but this does. But your back is towards it. And it seems like it's towards this potential of a foundation that is actually kind of working. It's building itself there. I'm so curious now. I'm curious. These are all speculations. Everything that I say is a speculation, let's be honest. But I would like to probe more. So in the reading with Aries, what I did was, okay, so here you can see the whole thing. I kind of broke it down so that we were utilizing the space as effectively as possible. So this is now dissected into 4 different energies. We have the 5 of Cups, a regretful space where it's regretful, but also not fully aware. It's not fully aware. And it's because there's a lot of change happening. And what this person is looking at is where they once were. So this could be even something that happened in the past. It may not even be something that happened right now. But this person is focused on where they were, and they're not, they haven't adjusted to the idea that this is a cycle or that this is, something's changing and something new is coming to the forefront. Something new that you will become very accustomed to, that if another cycle were to end in this manner, you would be crying about or sad about. because this feels like the end all be all in this situation. Like this is the only thing. Meanwhile, there's a whole new possible connection behind you that you're unaware of. It feels like it's going to be a pleasant surprise. This whole union is going to be a pleasant surprise. This whole union is going to be a pleasant surprise. But we have this regretful energy, but also this transitioning energy. And it feels like it's happening in the emotional space with the cups, with the water, and her focus on it. Then we have the Four of Wands. This energy is, it feels more stable, and it feels like it's supported by a strong sense of purpose. I feel like there's a strong sense of purpose. It feels like there's security here. And it doesn't feel like the security is with the two individuals inside, but with the foundation of what it takes for a person to be emotionally or more secure with who they are, their self-esteem. And it creates this breeding ground for connections like these where things are growing and you can have a basket full of whatever is growing. So it feels like moving from this energy where you're in a low vibe to moving into an energy of being secure. And it could be that because of this, this is what it's propelling. While that is, you have this sense of purpose. You have this sense of purpose. How to materialize that purpose is where it's like, ooh, what do I do? Do I do it this way? Do I do it that way? Ooh, what do I do? And yes, the material is important, but we live in a holistic universe where everything, and we also have, speaking of holistic, we have the swords, we have pentacles, we have the wands and the cups, where all of these energies are necessary. They all need to be working in harmony. So it's not just focusing on one specific detail. And I feel like this is where some energy is being drained here. It's imbalanced. A lot of energy is being drained here on bumping against yourself, trying to figure out, how do I do this? Like, what do I do? How do I materialize what it is that I'm going through while I'm in this emotionally volatile space? But while, again, this is happening, there's foundation. So maybe in this connection, you had to learn your value. You had to learn how to set boundaries. You had to learn how to define yourself to yourself. And it feels like a loss, but this is what you built as a result of that. And then here with that indecisive, or it just feels like, I don't know what to, yeah, it's indecisive, but it doesn't feel like indecisive with specifically two different ideas, but more of you're toiling. It feels like a toiling energy. And then here is the saving grace. We have three sixes. Look at that. We have the Six of Pentacles, the six at the bottom of the first deck with the Wheel of Fortune. That generous energy where I felt that this was the energy of you. I'm pointing to it, you can't see it. The Six of Pentacles where I felt this was your energy. At the bottom of this deck here, we have the Six of Wands where now you feel confident in your direction. So you feel confident in where you're going. And then here we have the Six of Swords where it feels like now you have to just be mentally comfortable with the idea that you don't know fully. We're going to probe, and I'm going to just leave only the card that we're probing here, remove the rest so that we have space to tackle it. I want to know I want to know what you're toiling over, and I want to know this. Okay, so how we'll do it is we'll do the Five of Cups, we'll do the Five of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, and the Six of Swords. So starting with the Five of Cups. What has you feeling down? What has you feeling down? What has you feeling down, or what have you fulfilled. And it feels like you think it's your fault in some way. Let's see. Let's see. Probing the 5 of Cups. This feels good though. It has a good vibe. You know what it has? The vibe of a learning curve. The vibe of a learning curve. Where you're moving into a space where you're not fluent in. It's a place that you want to be in, but you're kind of distracted by semantics, like these small minor details. And that is Scorpio energy to a degree. At the bottom of the deck, look at that. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Did I mix it up? I did. Okay. Well, I'm going to just use them all in the upright position. So we have the High Priestess. We have the 2 of Cups. So the 5 of Cups and the 8 of Cups. Ooh, okay. So I feel just right off the bat, you left something. I feel like you left something. Something that you were working on, working towards investing in. Like you were deliberately, and it feels like what propelled this was your intuition, like a gut feeling. Here with the 2 of Cups. Oh, it's the same card with the 2 of Cups here. Okay. So I think that this here is, it feels like past relationships. It feels like past situations. Past relationships, past situations that are being reviewed now. And it could be so that the environment for this thing here, whatever this thing is, this connection connected to your intuition, so that this has a fertile ground to grow on. Because we have the 2 of Cups pointed towards this direction. And then here we have the 2 of Cups here. So it feels like what you are, I don't want to say reminiscing about, but what you are looking at is past hurts where you had to remove yourself, or you have to remove yourself now from. Maybe remove attachments towards it, because it's pointing towards this direction where you have to let go of it. You have to let go of these past hurts. The sun is shining in that direction. You have to let go of these past hurts so that you can, first of all, just live in a more harmonious state with yourself, because it feels like there's this sense of blaming yourself. There's this sense of blaming yourself. This is why you're holding on to it. But it feels like that energy of, no, you don't have to go through it. Itemize everything one by one. You can throw it all away and recognize that what took place needed to happen, because regardless, there's a new cycle starting. Like regardless, there's a new cycle starting. There's a new cycle starting, and it's double confirmed. And in order for this new cycle to be one where you're in harmony with yourself, and then this confident, generous, giving energy, again, we have this new cycle. So in order for you to move in this direction of feeling confident, you have to let go of those hurts. And it feels like it is self-inflicted. It feels like it's self-inflicted. Like you're trying to make sense out of something, and the only way for you to make sense out of it is by blaming yourself. But you're hurting yourself, and you matter. So I feel like you're not really remembering yourself in this situation either. And you letting this go, get a moment to reflect with yourself and get into that 4 of Swords energy that we felt or saw earlier. Interesting. 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 So for this segment, For this segment, it feels like you need to get over this. These past situations, these past hurts, you need to find a way to move past it, move on from it, and turn your focus to see the whole picture, because before you, you have a Two of Cups situation that feels connected to your intuition. And I feel like you feel this, that eye is totally, totally open. And it's interesting that this is here. Earlier, I was going to say that my third eye feels, you know, feels out, but I felt maybe I shouldn't share it, only for this to be here. Saying like, why didn't you say it? This is what this card is telling me. But for real though, it's just getting you to shift your perspective so you can see a little bit more. This is not a bad thing. All right, so we're gonna take this party over here and we're gonna keep going. So this was the next one out of the two that was very intriguing. So we have the Two of Pentacles. Let's see. The Six of Wands, again, Knight of Wands, Queen of Cups, and the Sun. Let's see. So let's shift this out. Okay. So again, there's this sense of direction. It feels like, how do I express it? How do I express this? How do I go about it? This feels like you, and this also feels like your message. Feels like it's coming from your heart. And then it takes me back to that Four of Wands energy from probing your theme of the month. It feels very connected to this, like you are aware of your purpose. And now it's like, how do I show it? How do I present it? But what I'm feeling, yeah, this is you going like, how do I, this is this energy. This is what's propelling this toiling energy. Like, how do I do it? Like, let's do this. Like, let's go about it. Like, how do we do it? How do we do it? Come on. Trying to manipulate the earth. Like, trying to do all these things. Like, how do I do it? How do I do it? Because I know it. I know it. But how do I show that I do? It feels like, give it time. Give it some time. It's not a rush. The fact that you even know what it is that you're meant to do is half the battle. Is half the battle. The execution will come when it comes. There's no need to focus on this right now. There's no need to toil. There's no need to toil. Make it it just feels like there's no need to toil. She is zen. Okay, she's zen. She's in a zen mode. Clarity will come when you are at peace. And in the beginning, we had that Four of Swords. So we had the Eight of Swords, and it feels like this energy right here, like, ooh, 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 along with this energy where you're like having a mental roast for yourself, where it's like, I don't know how to show the world that I know. And oh my God, I'm such a bad person. Look at all the things that I let people do to me. Where you are keeping yourself down, draining your energy. So it started with the 8 and it moved to the 4. So it seems like a segment of those watching or those connected to this is in the former state of not knowing what to do with your energy. You're turning yourself over and over, wrapping yourself up in that Eight of Swords type of energy where you are self-inflicting stress onto yourself. And then there's a segment that has gotten out of that energy and moved to the Four of Swords. Regardless, the Eight of Wands came out with the Chariot. So it's like, regardless, the time to go is coming. Don't focus so much on needing to go, because when it's time, it's going to be time. Right now, this is an energy of collecting yourself. This is an energy of collecting yourself. You don't need to focus on this so much. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the process is what I'm getting. Enjoy the process, because regardless, what you want is manifesting. That change is coming. Okay. That change is coming. And we have these two left. I don't remember what I said was next. If I said it was the 4 or the 6. I'm curious about the 6 though. So let's look at the 6 of Wands. 6 of Swords, right? 6 of Swords. So we have Strength, 2 of Wands, the Magician, and the, ooh, King of Cups. So in reference, this feels like this connection. Oh my, look at that. Let's do it like this. You know what? Look at that. And you know what's also lovely too is that, okay, for a second, just for a second, we also had this energy, right? And it was pointing to the Lovers, and it's like both of these colors. So I feel like you found your soulmate. I feel like you found your soulmate. I feel like you found a person that you would want to be with, but what's discouraging is maybe the current state of how it is. Maybe that's discouraging you. But understand that you are the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, the Queen of Cups. And you're here. And here is a King of Cups. Let's not confuse our little piles that we have going on here. So here, in this unknown energy, you got to know, okay, first, got to know that this energy behind you is something that you want. It's something that you want. And again, looking at this, it's not, it feels like past hurts, past relationships, past situations, making you feel like you're not deserving, but you have it. You just can't see it. And so here is the King of Pentacles. I keep saying Pentacles. The King of Cups. The King of Cups. You're moving towards a space where it feels like you're going to be creating your own path. It feels like you are going to be creating your own path. And this is in life in general. It just feels like in life in general, you are going to be the creator of where you're going. You're going to be the creator of this path. It's going to be the path less walked. There's going to be not a lot of footprints. This is something that you're going to have to embark on your own, but it is what you're meant to do. It's what you're meant to do. This is involved in your purpose. And this in itself could be intimidating, but it requires some strength. And with the King of Cups here, it requires some faith. You have to trust that intuition. The High Priestess. Trust that vibe that you felt. Because it is what you felt. It is what you felt. It is what you felt, even though it doesn't look like it. Even though you're by yourself here. And it feels like a combination of mental and emotional energy. Like where you're just being led down this emotional path and having your mind understand that logic is necessary, yes, but so is illogic. So is illogical information. That is the heart space. It is not logical. There's like this need to balance both of those energies out. And understand that where you're going, you don't really know. But what's taking you there is your emotions. And with the Queen of Cups, although this feels like your energy, I said also that it is your purpose. It feels like the purpose is relative or related to that cups, related to your emotions, expressing your emotions. So getting yourself in alignment will be very helpful when it comes to you and that expression. And it feels like this is that navigation. This can also represent creativity. This can also represent creativity. So we have devotion here and then creativity manifested, personified. So it feels to me like there's a balancing of your mental and your emotional space, but recognizing that in this dimension here, in the third dimension, your emotions, you're a watery person. You're a watery person, and what's going to lead you where you need to go, this kind of looks like water to me, is your energy. You can't be what you're not. So embrace what you are, which is an illogical person, a logical being that's very emotionally intelligent. And that emotional intelligence is what's going to carry you where you need to go. So we have that segment, and it requires some strength. We're going to move to the last card. Which is the Four of Wands. Let's create some more space. And then I'll do a recap so that we're on the same page. Let's see. The Hierophant. Six of Pentacles again. Ace of Pentacles. Four of Swords. Alignment is the first thing that came to mind. Alignment with these two. We have another Six of Pentacles. Alignment. Six of Wands. Six of Swords. We have a lot of sixes. Yeah, this is fated. This is meant to be. And this is everything that's happening in your life right now. You are exactly where you need to be. This foundation that you're building here is off of the back of many different things. So what I see here is that although it is a sad vibe, I recognize that it's not somewhere where you're living. It's just a place where you're going and traveling to so that you can get to know those past hurts so that you can move past it. The reason I say that is because here we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups. What's with the Pentacles today? The Ace of Cups. This is indicative of pure love. And it could be that between you and this person, you and the lover that came out earlier, there is pure love. Regardless, it feels like this is within you. This is the structure. The structure around the two people is what you created for yourself. And it was based off of pure love. You had to align that mental with the emotional. And again, we have all four suits again with the Wands, the Pentacles, the Swords, and the Cups. It feels like once you get your mind right and your emotions recognized, once you stop judging this and you recognize that it is that which you are toiling over will make sense. You'll get into this energy regardless. Again, it is coming, but you'll get into this energy, the Six of Pentacles energy, where you were in a position where you're giving to people. Because maybe right now you're not. There's a sense of lack. And maybe that's why you're so focused on trying to figure out how to materialize something. It feels like going to you creating your own way. I'm feeling the unorthodox side. So it would be the Hierophant in reverse. I'm feeling that energy of you doing what's best for you and you creating this path that hasn't been walked on, or the path less traveled for yourself. And this is why I feel like your energy is going to be needed later. So it's like moving towards getting into alignment so that once you start, you're able to go, like you have the stamina to go, because it's going to be something that's going to require your constant attention. It feels like you're giving birth to something really big. This cycle that's ending is one that has been going on for some time, and it feels like you learned your lesson. And now you're moving into this next stage of life where the things that you want, you currently have in a state that maybe you don't recognize, but regardless, you have it. And now it is the work time is coming up. The time to do that physical work, is coming up. I feel like it's going to be fun. But the time to do that physical work is coming. So, with the four piles, we have the Four of, and let's try to put it back in the order that it was in the beginning. So we had the Six of Swords, we had the Two of Pentacles, we had the Four of Wands, and the Five of Cups, with this new cycle here. And at the bottom of all the decks, we had the Six of Wands, the Six of the Six of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. I'm trying to do this so everything can be seen. Thank you for bearing with me. All right, here's the recap. A change is taking place. One that's going to have you giving to people in a materialistic way, in a very tangible way. Let's say that, in a tangible way. You're going to be in a position where you're able to give. What's going to take you there is you getting to know your emotional hurts. Not focusing on it in a place where you're going to stay there, but in a place where you can acknowledge it. Your back is towards a connection that is currently existing. Maybe something that you thought was impossible. Your back is to it. So it's like, maybe, yeah, it feels like you didn't even think, you wrote it off. Your back is towards that. And your focus is towards these past hurts. Now within this, there's a need to let go of those past hurts so that you can reflect on them. Not so much pine on it, but now you can reflect on it and understand why they took place and reinforce those aspects of yourself that were previously, what's the word I want to use? That were previously hurt or momentarily rendered. I have that word at the tip of my tongue, but that were momentarily hurt by those circumstances. Recognize that those feelings, these red cups, don't define you, but they happened for a reason, and there's a lesson in it. Now these blue cups, the two blue cups, is pointing towards this connection between you and someone else that I feel is known to you by your intuition. And it's this thing that I think, although it's known to you by your intuition, you wrote it off and said, yeah, no. And it could be too that that connection in itself has you looking at these past situations, because maybe bits of what happened in the past happened between you and this person, and it has you feeling like you are repeating something, but you're not repeating a cycle, you're ending it. So there's this need for you to let go of these cups, let go of the hurt, let go of that which makes your heart set on fire, that which makes your heart bitter, resentful, unloving, hard, and open it up to the idea of love again. Listen to your intuition. But again, feel it, don't stay there. It's necessary. Because through the healing of those wounds, boundaries have been set that weren't once there. You have a foundation. It feels like self-esteem as well as the awareness of your purpose. And your purpose is not related to how you feel, how you think. It's more personalized to your being. There's this sense of understanding who you are, and it is supported with the Four of Swords. There's some form of alignment that has taken place. Pure love, that has unconditional love that has been found within yourself. And again, this need to be unorthodox. I keep seeing this in reverse, so we're just going to hold it like this. This need to be unorthodox, again with that eye, it just feels like follow your intuition. Follow your intuition. You know what you have to do. You know what you have to do. And what it is it's going to lead you to that six of Pentacles energy. There's a foundation being set. All right. Now this toiling that you're doing is around how you're going to materialize your purpose, how you're going to show the world that you know what you know. And here, there's this need for you to just get back into that Four of Pentacles, Four of Swords energy, chill it on out, and recognize that when the time comes, it will come. So just be ready for that time to come. Be ready for that time, and by doing so, you'll be able to go. But in order to be ready for that time, you need to get over these past hurts. You need to get into alignment, because where you're headed is a place where you're going to need your strength, because you're going to be forging a path that is something that's out of your dreams. You're going to be forging a path that you can't look outside of yourself for reference. You're going to be doing this on your own. You're going to be creating something new on your own. And it feels like once this is done, it's not even necessarily once this is done, but at this stage, more clarity will be had in that connection that you had with this person. There'll be more clarity then. This can also represent your creativity. So it just feels like give yourself some time. Give yourself some time. Feel your feelings. Understand that what you're going through is necessary. You're not repeating a cycle. You're ending one. And you have everything that you need. This is a lovely reading, Scorpio. Lovely reading with a lot or many confirmations. Double cards. I'm going to leave it here. This was your October 2020 reading. If this is something that resonated with you, please comment down below, like, and subscribe. This lets me know that I'm being received. Regardless, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing, but it just lets me know that I'm being received. I'm trying to think of anything else, but I have nothing else at the top of my mind. So I'll see you in your November reading. Again, happy early birthday. Or happy birthday to the Scorpios in October.